Okay, like I totally can't see. Let me tell you, thank God we have fucking coffee. Okay, better. We can see now, charged on coffee. Let me tell you, I am so fucking over it. Like, I'm ready to quit. Like, I'm done. I just cannot anymore. Okay, we're opening up. I'm going to give a reflection and insight into how week 5 has been. Welcome back to my channel. Hi. Let's get straight into it. Let me tell you, it's been a tough week. And I say that in the lightest sense. This week, my mindset, my frequency was ready to quit. Seriously, I have had the toughest week mentally, emotionally, and I really was at a stage. Things have shifted since then. However, I really have been at a stage where I was like, I'm so fucking over it. I'm gonna quit. I cannot do this anymore. Like, I don't want to. What am I doing? Questioning absolutely everything. So basically, I want to, in this video, just share, like I always have been, about how this 90-day accelerator program has been doing and just give a life update. Fortunately, in the last few days, I've had some really fun days of surfing. I've gotten a lot of waves and yeah, I've had like some fun surf sessions. And as we always know, my business journey and my surfing journey are very interconnected. And maybe as you're watching this today as well, you may have in the previous week and this week have been experiencing some challenges. And I'm here to share that you've got to give yourself grace, because if you don't, you're just gonna like stay in your pity party, in your shame spiral, in your like unmotivated frequency and just stay there. So please, if there's anything that you get from this video today, is that please give yourself more grace and compassion. We're gonna keep it fresh and like maybe keep moving around the camera angles here just to keep it nice and spicy and fresh. So I've written some notes as usual, and yes, today's theme is all around like having more grace and compassion for yourself, but also that everything that I've experienced and everything that I learned from other high-level, very successful high-level leaders and entrepreneurs in my company, and also of other people that I follow online, successful people that I know who've built huge businesses, that everything comes back to mindset. There are certain things that we need to learn when it comes to where you are creating more success with, whether that's a business, whether that's your fitness journey, health journey, whether that's your learning to surf, whatever you're focused on becoming, creating excellence in and creating success with, that yes, there's like strategy, technique, like certain things that we have to learn. However, you will not be fueled to do that and show up and continue if you don't have your mindset game strong. Okay, so let's start. It is Sunday right now and we're already 5:23. I'm going to record this content and then I'm going to get into working on my live stream presentation tomorrow. My week really started to like spiral down into like just a complete breakdown from pretty much like Monday morning. To be honest, here's the thing. I am never going to share that learning to surf or building a business or even like living in Bali, or for all the different things that I've been involved with over the past 2 decades when it comes to my lifestyle, the way that I've earned money, where I've traveled, where I've lived, you know, different life experiences. Nothing is easy. And I know that you're watching this and you can relate to that as well. And if anything does come super easy, yes, you're fortunate. That was like a lucky streak. But things sometimes that come like super easy and there's no like effort, like yes, some things are meant for you like that. However, some things aren't sustainable like that. And if I can definitely share for my entrepreneurial journey, yes, this business, and I've shared actually a YouTube video the beginning of probably April last year. This has not been an easy journey for me. And I've learned also through other people in my community, it's been the same. And people who are now multiple 6, 7, 8 figure income earners with huge global teams, with like a crazy amount of like passive income coming in. It's not easy. Not easy. Surfers, not easy. That the surfing game, the surfing journey, not easy. So let's be real. this 90 days, it's been a fucking stretch. And I'll probably have to like beep out all the profanity because it's been a really tough week. And I'm somebody that I am very humble that over 3 years or so, I have pretty much been consistent with learning, doing, showing up for my business. Yes, there have been some times, a couple different times that I can definitely recognize where I wasn't as active building my business, but it's not like I've taken like 6 months off or like a year off. Like there were maybe like a few weeks. And definitely, I believe that at times we do need to sometimes step away and assess and analyze and then, come back in. So Monday morning, we had to go live, and there's something about that's something so much more scary going live than it is like recording content like this, because you can always edit it afterwards. But live, there's like a different energy. And also live can be really fun because you actually really do get to know the person who's talking, like they're in the real live present moment. And of course, like nothing is ever perfect. So I had to go live, and I had to announce through my socials that I was going to be doing something the following week, which is now tomorrow, announcing our live masterclass. I've called mine a live stream presentation, and this will be happening for me tomorrow, Monday afternoon in Bali. And so last Monday, we needed to go live and announce to everybody and give like a giveaway. So for anybody who shares that live. And let's just say as well that every week, I'm in week 5 of this 90-day container. Every week we've had certain tasks to do. And, to be honest, I didn't actually want to do this 90 days at the beginning, and I signed up very late. Yes, it's a free program facilitated by my automated online platform and the community. The leaders of the community have facilitated this. I did this last year, and it was tough. It was a struggle. It was a fucking stretch. And I'm going to say it again. This year, I feel like it's even like more of a stretch. And to be honest, and what I've shared with other videos here in the last few weeks, that it's revealing gaps in my business and revealing the areas of my business, of my high ticket affiliate marketing business, and how I'm building my personal brand and how I'm creating content. It's definitely revealed the gaps of like, okay, these areas I need to become more efficient, more knowledge, more skill. I need to work on those areas. And then there's some areas where I'm like, great, I've got that. Anyway, I went live and I did not get the response and the engagement that I thought that I would. And let's just also put this into context. This week we've had a full moon. It was the blue super full moon, and a super moon is when actually the moon is at least 30% closer to the earth. So it's brighter, the energy is more strong, and around full moons, if you feel it as well, it's a lot of energy for me that comes up. Sometimes I don't sleep, sometimes I'm really tired, sometimes like I'm more moody. On top of that, it was that time of the month. Us women, we get that every single month. So full moon, like so many more extra tasks of things that we have to do for this 90-day container on top of all the regular things that we should be doing anyway. And then on top of that, it was like, that time of the month for the woman. Like so much. Fortunately, there was no like bigger swells. At the end of last week, we had a bigger swell, and this week it's kind of been like smaller. And I took Sunday and Monday off, I think, or it was Saturday and Sunday of last week. But this week I have surfed every day. But I've still been tired. Now, here's the thing. I cannot share here on my channel or any of my social media platforms that like, oh, I'm so tired. And then for some people to think, oh, well, what have you got to be tired of? It's not like I don't have a full-time job, and I don't have kids, and I'm not in a relationship. Still, I get tired. And my thing is I am not a machine. I give so much kudos and I take my hat off for those of you who are watching and you are married and you do have a full-time job and you do have kids and you are building a business on the side, and maybe you spend other hours in the day for things that you do. Maybe you work out at the gym, or maybe you are obviously a surfer. I don't understand how people get everything done in one day, and people don't. That's the thing. That's why it's very important. What I always share on this channel is to be very intentional with your time. Okay, so the sun is going down. It's still there, but the light is changing. So let's see what this lighting ends up looking like in post-production. So I didn't get the engagement. I had this like epic giveaway, and nobody shared my life. And on top of that, I was already like stressed from the weekend of having to do like all these extra tasks. And with my business, I go in phases where depending, and it's crazy, but depending on the swell, and luckily I'm not in a relationship anymore because that used to take up all my time. So now for me, what usually like affects my energy levels is like when there's really big swell, because when there is really big swell, I of course focus more time and energy on like, you know, getting to sleep earlier. My day usually of a big swell is centered all around like I do only a little bit of work because I'm always checking cams and I'm checking the waves and trying to like figure out when I'm going to surf. And after big swells, like giant swells, I get very tired at first. And I was having a conversation with my friend about this the other night, who she is a big wave surfer, that actually at the end of the day of a swell, like I'm very tired and usually my eyes are sunburned, but my body is very tired. However, my energy, and I think it's the adrenaline, it's still like running through my body. So it's almost like I'm still on and I still have that energy in me. So I've noticed the last 2 big swells, I've still stayed up like late. Instead of like crashing at 9 o'clock, I've stayed up late. And then usually that like leads to the next day and the day after, where I'm trying to catch up on sleep and my body's really tired. It's crazy. And if you are a surfer, you would know this feeling as well. From Monday, usually every Tuesday, we have our community meeting call for the accelerator program. So already from Monday, I got no engagement, and I was like, and that started as well as like the energy of the full moon coming in, then, you know, that time of the month. This started the very extreme downward spiral of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I bothered doing this business? I don't have any success. I don't know what I'm doing. My skills aren't good enough. Maybe I need to be doing more. What do I need to do more? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I see other people. Like it just really spiraled kind of out of control, to be honest. And that's putting it lightly. I mean, basically this is, and I wrote some notes. This is basically how it went. Then so Tuesday morning, actually, we had like a really amazing call. So this girl, Kylie X Stevenson, she is only like mid-20s, fucking wildly successful with the business. And at the same time, she has an amazing lifestyle. She travels endlessly. She's into her horses. She's obviously got a very successful, thriving business, huge team. Like, to me, like she's someone that's like made it, but she's still growing, of course, with her business and scaling it. She has really built her business through paid advertising, through creating Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And so on the Tuesday morning, she ran a call for us because we have to run some ads, some Facebook ads, or actually Instagram ads, and you can actually do Facebook as well. However, utilizing Facebook Ads Manager and creating those ads in there. Have you ever done any paid advertising? I'm curious to know. And she actually did like a really good training, and I've definitely learned about ads before, and I was doing more ads at the end of last year and at the beginning of this year, and then I wasn't running any because I was paying a lot of money to run ads and they weren't converting. So I was spending hundreds of dollars, like some thousands, no, it was more hundreds of dollars, maybe even up to the thousands. I'd have to go back and look at my numbers, and they weren't converting. So I thought, okay, I'm not doing this. And then actually it was kind of like a trend through my business partner and then through like my team. People weren't having much success. So I thought, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to run any ads for now. Anyway, Kylie did an amazing training, and we got given some tasks that we had to do this week. So at the beginning of this week, I haven't created one today or yesterday, but since Tuesday, so pretty much we need another battery for the light. Hi, here we go. We have light again. So actually I dove in, and it was great because Kylie actually, she's built her business with ads, and so she shared some really compelling information around, you know, ads and creating the ad and going through like, you know, creating campaigns, you know, naming the ad set, going through all like the different sections. And so I went ahead and made a few ads, and then I've obviously done the task that we had to do. I think I've run about, let's see. Okay, I was just looking in my Facebook Ads Manager on my app. I have run 8 ads this week. I've created 8 ads. I had a few videos of some content from actually a photo shoot I did, and then actually 2 photo shoots that I've done this year of me like running across the beach, I'm holding a surfboard, and then the ad that we had to do for our task is just like a 1-minute talking head video. Out of the 8, I've got 3 running, and I should probably shut down probably at least 1 or 2 of the 3, because they've shared all around your cost per the cost per link click, and it should be under a certain amount of money. And at first, one of our trainings in the back office was done by one of our mentors, and I heard now that she did that training like ages ago, because she said and recommended like you should, if you're just starting out ads, start really low, like $1 a day per ad, and then do 5 ads. So instead of paying say $5 for 1 ad, why don't you create 5 different ads and have them $1? So when I convert that, I started at like $1.57 in Australian dollars, which is I started $1.57 for Australian dollars per ad, and then some of them I tried to do like $3, $5. One of the ads now I've got going, but the cost per link click is like already at like $3, and I got told that one of the girls, she mentioned that your cost per link should be like 33 cents, 10 cents, 13 cents. Like I've never had that low. I actually have one that I'm going to keep running that is okay, it's actually very cool. One of my ads, it's the lowest it's ever been, and it's $1.11. That's 111. That's actually cool. So I'm definitely just going to keep that running for the moment. At the moment, I've only spent $20 on that ad. So let me tell you, I have gone in to create those ads in the Facebook Ads Manager. That task, let me tell you, because I'm still learning how to fill out things and creating my target audience, and doing different interests and behaviors, and different age brackets. I've got one that I was running one ad, and I split tested it, and I was doing a women's one was for women and the other was for men. So I'm very much like I could say I'm in the throwing spaghetti at the wall phase, but I'm trying to be very intentional, and also I've got like a low ad spend right now. Anyway, that's one of the things that I've been doing, and actually like that was fun. Like I love creating content, and I love learning new skills, and I love doing, things for my business. Like I truly am super passionate about like this entrepreneurial journey. However, this shit takes time. It's not like I can say right now, and this is what I see all over the internet, is like, oh, build to $10,000 a month just by working 1 to 2 hours a day. It's like, really? Like, I want to know who's out there who started from the very beginning, and you've all of a sudden blown up your business and you're only working 1 to 2 hours every day. I would like to know who that is, because creating content and working online, it takes time. I mean, if you just want to show up and do like a shit job and like not care, of course, always done is better than perfect. However, and it's like to some degree, I would say I'm like a perfectionist. However, I really tried to be like, okay, like ticking off, this is what I need to do. And of course, there's always like intention and love and creativity and, purpose and meaning behind everything that I'm creating online and uploading for all of you to see. As my spiral went from chaos to chaotic to like mental breakdown, like I was just feeling very angry and frustrated and stressed and unworthy, incapable. I just was in a really low frequency, a really negative frequency, also like feeling like really victim, like why me? Why can't I do this? And I understand, and this is where now I do give myself more grace, that I think that it's absolutely valid to feel and be aware of what you're feeling and thinking. Like, don't ever deny, like, oh, like not feeling good, but oh, actually everything's amazing. Like, honor where you're at. And this is where my personal development, my inner healing, my personal growth journey, my mindset game has been strong, and I'm grateful for the spiritual practices and the mindset practices and just this personal growth journey, the skills and the techniques and all the habits and things that I know and have been practicing this year and also for the last few years, because I really went to a deep dark place and was not feeling happy and was like, fuck it, I'm so over this. I'm ready to quit. It's not working. That's where I was. I was like, why am I spending all my time when I'm not in the water? And in the last few weeks, I haven't been as social. Why am I spending all my time and energy and money on this business and it's not working? So I went low for a while. We had the full moon, like really strong energy. I had that time of the month. I just felt really discouraged and really lost my self-belief. And that didn't feel good. You know, to be honest, like it felt really shit. And I was feeling really low and really negative and really angry and really stressed and really like resentful towards people and certain things, and just not in a good space. And fortunately for me this year, I've worked so fucking damn hard on my mindset, on my frequency, and just how I'm showing up online, offline, and how I am just as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a surfer. I've really this year really been intentional to change, to really create change in my life, and really to start with the change within myself. However, this week I just was absolutely fucking flawed. I was like, I'm just, I was in that mindset of I'm ready to quit. I'm so fucking over it, I'm ready to quit. And here's the thing. Is it my ego? Is it because I'm stubborn? Is it because I'm just too much skin in the game and I'm too many years in now that I'm not going to quit? This stage now, today, I'm not going to quit. Something shifted within me where really I have started questioning, is this really for me? One of my mentors in the community, she's amazing. And maybe I've even spoken about her on one of my reflection videos here in the last few weeks. Her name is Jessica McKenzie, and she's in Australia, very successful business. And she's been in business about 5 years. And in our 90-day accelerator mastermind, we have a Facebook group, and one girl opened up that she was feeling really vulnerable. She was feeling really frustrated that she wasn't getting any sales. She's been in the business a few years, sharing that she's like, I just don't think I'm cut out for this. And it started a whole comment feed of people commenting and just really beautiful support. And again, I'm just gonna say, if it wasn't for my community and the support of my mentors and other leaders and other people in my community, obviously, I actually probably would have given up the first year. Because it's true, this is not easy, and this opportunity, it's not for everybody. And I'm not going to say oh, this is so easy and this is for everybody. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You either know what you want and you're willing to commit and do everything you can to make it happen, or else you don't, and then you quit. And there have been many people I know over the few years who've quit. I have had quite a few moments when I wanted to quit, where I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. And this week was one of them. And I won't share my whole journey here. However, I also have been, I would say, slower in my financial and professional growth. Yes, of course, over the few years, I definitely have grown financially and professionally, and of course, personally. The personal development has been so unexpected, and it's been incredible, because in the most positive way. And if you've watched any of my other content here on the channel or on my social media, I don't know if it's my age or just where I'm at in my life now. Here I am at 43. I do feel greatly empowered, worthy, and confident. And I wish I could have said that to myself a few days ago. But truly, in the grand big picture, I am grateful of the woman that I am today. And I can definitely say that strongly and with confidence. So Jessica McKenzie, I actually want to read this to you because it definitely hit home. And maybe if you're watching and you also are a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you are focused in some area of your life and you're feeling very discouraged and you're lacking self-belief and lacking motivation and you're in a pity party, because that's where I was. This message shifted a lot for me. The girl had mentioned, she's like, I'm not sure if I'm cut out for this. And she writes, welcome to your 90 days mirror self-reflection. You just unlocked the lesson you needed to learn inside of this container, that the mindset work is where you need to focus. You need to go in and focus on top skill number 4 out of the 5 that Christy, who is one of the CEOs and one of the most successful entrepreneurs in our business in Australia, she talks about is mindset. And then she goes on to say, then identify why you feel this way and then use the other 4 skill sets of marketing, sales, leadership, and money to build your skill set, which will in turn build your belief that you can in fact do this. And she's like, I want to invite you all at this point to ask yourself, where else in your life have you questioned your ability to achieve this? I ask because in order for you to question your capabilities, there's a belief missing, whether it be in yourself, your skills, your worth, or in this business, in Agic itself, the business model, the industry. Hello, Bikini. I don't believe that people are not cut out for this business for any other reason than there is a belief missing. And here's why I believe this. She writes, over the last 5 years, I've watched horsey women, corporate women, laborers, outdoor men, fitness people, mums, dad succeed in this space. A variety of beautiful people with different traumas, different successes, different qualifications and skill sets unlock abundance in this business. It's not a one size fits all where you have to fit to a certain type of person or experience to build this business. Some of us start with different skills, different drive, different belief models, but we all start at 1A. All collectively, we're putting together the puzzle, trying to work it out. What is the missing piece in our own unique journey? Is it that you need more focus on understanding marketing and sales? Is it money blocks? Is it belief? Is it leadership? To be blunt, you questioning your capabilities based on where you are at is a mirror reflection of your results instead of projecting what you will become and doing the work to get there. And of course, this is all said with love because she says that she's been there. She's like, I've had 20K months, 10K months, and then she's had 0K months, quarters, and even years. But I never questioned if I could do it. I looked at what I was missing to get to the next level. You say you want this, you want to build an online business. It's going to have to take you having the courage to look at where is not working, what is not working, and then dialing in on that area. So you believe you can go to the gym once and end up in your finest physique. Like a muscle, these skills need practice and consistency, errors and failures to grow stronger. You'll do all of this work for a year, 2 years, 5 years, and then one day that compounding work will click and you'll explode to 6A and above in what feels overnight. But you have to commit to the long game. If I never made a sale, I'd be damn grateful for what I've learned along the way, the confidence I've gained, the skills I've acquired, the courage I have to dive deep when I feel like this and look at myself in the mirror and find the missing piece. Knowing that so many varieties of people have had success in this space has me push you all to dive deeper and ask yourself, why not you? And then write down what comes up. What are your limiting beliefs? What do you need to work on? Then make a plan and actually do the work on this. So that's really powerful. Yeah, it definitely brought up a lot for me because, and this is where it's like, I battle between like, what is the line of like, I feel like I've been doing a lot, but then I think maybe I'm not doing enough. And maybe I'm not investing enough, putting my time in, doing this, doing that. And yeah, I feel like I really have, been focused with this business in investing in coaching, in mentorships, in my time for creating content, learning how to do content. When it comes to, working on my mindset, working on my marketing skills, working on my sales skills, working on my leadership, I feel like, what is my missing link? And here's the thing. And I love that she mentions that there are people in the community who come from all different walks of life. I mean, there's a community where there's like a whole bunch of people who are like totally into horses. And I think, fuck, why can I not do that for my community and build a global international surfers collective, right? Like that's really what I'm focused on. And so if you're watching, I'm the one you need to follow because this is where it's at. This is the real deal. And I'm in this. Like, I'm not somebody also who talks about like, oh yeah, I do this and do that. Like, oh, I'm a surfer and I'm doing business. Like every day I am showing up to surf and to grow and scale my business with high ticket affiliate marketing and building my personal brand. It's not like, oh, I just post like once a month and, maybe do a few stories and I don't really do anything else. And yeah, I really want to surf big waves, but I really like only surf like, twice a week, once a week, or, whenever like there's swell. Like if you want to listen to anybody that's like building a business and where my vision is and what I'm doing, it's like, I am doing this every day. And I've been writing content this week that this is not a job. This has become my lifestyle. I am a surfer. I am an entrepreneur who surfs. And here's the thing. I'm not a professional surfer. I'm definitely not a professional surfer. There's many reasons why I am focused on wanting to do what I want with my life in my own style, because I've never wanted to do what everybody else does, and I've always been different. And maybe also you're watching because you also are different. You know, I didn't just like finish school, go to university, get a job, I got married, and I settled in the place where I grew up. And don't get me wrong, there are people that I know, beautiful friends of mine, who've done that, and that's amazing, and that works for them, and that's their lifestyle and what they wanted. Or maybe they wanted more and then they just never acted on it. I'm grateful that I have always followed my passions, and I've always wanted to, my intention has to become successful in doing things that I'm truly passionate about. And so it really led me to question then what really, to go back to, what is my why here? Why did I start my business? You know, what is my vision? What are my goals? Yeah, it's been a big week of like, what am I doing? And am I going to quit? And no, I'm not going to quit, because here's the thing, like I was saying before, my camera angle was over there. That's what I'm pointing to over there. Whether it's my ego, whether I'm stubborn, or whether it's I've got too much skin in the game, I'm not going to quit. I'm still showing up, but something has shifted that there is, and this is probably a piece where I need to work on, is my self-belief around having a 7-figure business here. Like, that's what I'm working towards, right? And when I share my goals to people, people look at me like, but here's the thing. Some of the goals that I share are like nothing compared to some of the goals in my community. Here's another thing, we should never compare. However, somebody did ask me, with some of the goals that I focused on for achieving in these 90 days, has anyone done this? Fuck yeah! Some of the results that people have achieved through this business opportunity is fucking insane. And I listen to these. I listen to when people have, talks throughout different communities, and they have like days where they have interviews and they're sharing their success stories. And I listen, and it's like, number one, they never gave up. Number two is they thought, okay, what else do I need to learn to get to where I want to get to? What do I need to let go of? Who do I need to become? Where do I need to ask for support? And these are things that I also talk about all the time, because like I'm really in this. I'm reflecting as I'm talking about this, because this is what I'm in. So just going back to, because I want to read these notes. What took over, what I can recognize now, like after a few days, is that my emotions and my mindset just completely fell apart, which led to me just like completely breaking down and completely like having no motivation to show up and create content and do all the certain business related tasks and income producing activities that I do daily for my business. I was feeling so unmotivated. All I wanted to do was like, and because of that time of the month, I also realized like my hormones and my emotions just completely get thrown off kilter. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I really experience my time of the month every month, that woman's flow. It really comes in, and it does affect me. And even though I know it's coming, it's like still in the moment, it completely overwhelms me. Not so much like I'm like bedridden and I have cramps and I can't leave the house, but my frequency just gets excessively lowered. And even though I'm aware of it, it's challenging to break out of that. When I get really stressed, I often will go into freeze mode, where it's like, I'm just not going to do anything. It's like, fuck it. I go into like, I cannot. And then I go into like my pity party, where I'm crying and I'm in my victim, like, I can't do this and why. And I'm just feeling really like not only overwhelmed, but really questioning, like, what am I doing? And then I have to just let it be. And there were a couple of nights where I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm not gonna put content out. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. And it's those moments where you need to have compassion and grace and be like, okay, just let it be for the moment, right? Like cry, yell, be angry, like feel everything that you need to feel, and just like let it be for a moment. Like go to sleep and let it be. For me, one coping mechanism that I have is I binge YouTube videos watching tech, or specifically this week I've been watching new camera gear reviews. I am very excited. My intention, my plan is to actually upgrade my kit right now. I'm going to switch from Canon and go into Sony. There is a new Sony A7C II that's out, and there's also, my intention is to get the new new G Master lens, the 16 to 35 millimeter 2.8, and then also to get, I think it's already 6 months old, but there's the 50 millimeter 1.4 G Master lens. This is what I'd like. The reasons I'd like to get this is because the kit is smaller. I never usually take my Canon camera out now. I have an R6 and I'm using right now my 15 to 35. It's like so big. I never take this out in public to go like a vlog. Like it's so big. It's wonderful. Look, Canon's amazing. And however, with this lens, whether it's the lens, and I actually recently did like a firmware update, but the focus breathing, I think they call it, like you can hear it all the time and that really bothers me. And yeah, I'm just been fantasizing about, see, I can even hear it now as I'm moving. Oh, see, it's the autofocus, right? The corrective lens breathing. Sounds like there's little like an R2D2 in the lens. Anyway, I could like do a whole thing about my passion for camera gear and really tech and camera gear reviews. That was one of my coping mechanisms. I was like, what do I need to do to shift my energy to get myself in back into like balance? And that was from me watching YouTube videos about the new Sony a7C II that's coming out. So pretty. We've just added a light back there. I was watching a video yesterday. I'm aware of the 3-point lighting setup. I only have one light right now. This is my lamp of the bed. I would like to get another light. We've got the key light, and then we have like they call it a backlight or a rim light. And then you can have a fourth light. I was watching a video about that because it's crazy. I am very passionate about surfing. I'm super passionate about when it comes to business content creation. And when it comes to content creation, I'm so fascinated about creating videos and photography, videography, cinematography. I had this fantasy that I would love to go to like film school or photography school. Okay, let's get back to what I was talking about. After I had obviously like had some time, I was like, right, I was still actually, there was probably only one night to be honest, where I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to upload any content. I've been working on, I don't know, there's some energy that I need to shift around creating presentations, webinars, masterclasses. I don't feel confident doing that. I have my live stream tomorrow and actually I'm very fucking nervous about that. I'm going to focus this time on not so much having a script and just keep it very conversational and share. I mean, I've got slides which tells all the like relevant information. However, I just don't want to put too much pressure, and that's the thing. I'm putting so much pressure on myself, and I do that. I'm putting so much pressure on myself to become a successful entrepreneur, to build towards multiple 6, 7, 8 figures. That's really what I'm focused on doing here. That may sound crazy if you're watching this, and it almost sounds crazy to me, but it's like I know that I'm worthy of that. It's just that I again need to unpack like where is it for me that I really need to focus on to be able to create that. And that's, you know, something that I'm working on obviously, and I'm really trying to identify. It's like I'm so focused, right? And I put so much pressure on myself because I guess we put pressure as humans, we put pressure on ourselves in the things that we want to go right. Like whether that's your friendships, your relationships, right? Isn't it usually the people that we love the most and we're usually in an intimate relationship we always end up fighting with? It's like, it's the same thing, you know, that may be happening to you. That's definitely what happened before in my previous relationship. And it also comes with business and surfing. However, I'm really grateful and I can definitely honor myself that I've really focused on my mindset when it comes to surfing, because I also had a breakdown at the beginning of July. We had 3 days in a row of big swell, and by the third day, I came out of the water exhausted because I spent over 3 days, probably more than 12 hours in the water, and I didn't get away. And I was questioning myself as like a surfer, and I realized I'm surfing massive fucking big swells at Uluwatu, which is like a very intense solid wave. If you know, obviously Uluwatu, it's not easy there, even when it's like 3 to 5, 4 to 6 feet. Not an easy day. When you're going out there in 8, 10, 11, 12 foot swell, not easy as well. And so this is the mindset journey. I've really now, since July, August, and now we're September, that some days I go out there, like the last 2 days, I've gotten so many waves. I've gotten so many fun waves. I'm really trying to practice my turns, and I've had really good takeoffs. I mean, I've also had some funny wipeouts, but I've like really enjoyed myself, and I'm like, wow, I can actually surf. Like, I got good waves. Other days I go out there and I'm like, what the fuck? I cannot get a wave. What's going on? However, like maybe like I'm momentarily like get frustrated, but always like at the end of the session, I'm like, okay, another day in the water. So I'm very proud of myself that since July, I've really worked on every session of like really being able to deal with my mindset. It's like, again, I talk about this, the surfer's mentality. Some days we're going to get amazing waves, and we enjoy the days where we get amazing waves, but then we know always that the wave is going to end and it's over, and then, okay, let's see what happens tomorrow. I recognize that I should probably transmit. I should probably apply, yes, this same mindset when it comes to business. And this is everything that I'm always talking about. This matters to me. I put a lot of energy in, and I've put a lot of focus on my business because I've been able to focus on it a lot more in the last, almost 5 months. And I have seen my business grow, and I've seen a lot more engagement. And my inbox, I constantly keep saying on my socials, please bear with me. My inbox has been full with my friends' DMs and with like DMs for business. And here's the thing, there are only so many hours in a day. And my struggle has been, how does everybody get it done? To do a morning routine, do an evening routine, spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, be able to have some downtime, have some cooking time, or you're going out, then be able to be creative. Maybe like right now, I'm working on my YouTube channel. I have not done very much for my YouTube channel this week. Like I didn't have the capacity or the space. Then also maybe you're also building a business on the side, or you have like all these certain commitments in a day. How the fuck is everybody getting everything done? It's like, and I think, okay, take a breath. Like, we're not machines, we're humans, and we can't do everything in a day. It's important, and what I talk about is being intentional with your time, prioritizing in your day, in your week, like what your intentions are and what your tasks are for the day, and then to like accept that and to honor also that like it's a journey and it's a process. And I need to remind myself of that. And of course, that's what I'm going to remind you of, that like everything has a divine process. And even if what I've recognized, even if you're out of your frequency, because I'm grateful for my spiritual practices and the teachings of the law and my Abraham Hicks teachings and the law of abundance, the law of attraction teachings and manifestation, visualization practices, affirmations practice, gratitude practice. I'm really grateful for my mindset journey and all the skills that I have been developing and my habits that I practice that I can lean into, because this week it was like I knew that I was down, and I knew that like, okay, I need to just take a break. It's okay right now to think I'm going to fucking quit and I'm over it, just to like be in that for the moment, but not to sit there and wallow for days or weeks. And here's the thing, I've wallowed in that before for business, where last year about this time last year, I was having a really rough time in the previous relationship that I was in, and I took myself offline for a few weeks. I just couldn't stay online. And here's the thing, I've managed to this year through my different life experiences to continue to show up, because it's also, you become confident and you improve through the action of doing whatever you're trying to create excellence and pursue success with. So I've still shown up and done things for my business, even if like at first, like I wasn't in that energy, but I thought I'm just not going to quit. I'm going to continue to show up. And it comes back to like your mindset, that I recognize that everything takes time, and we all get frustrated when we don't see results, and to continue when we don't see results, because there are many people who quit when they don't see results. And it's usually what I hear, that the moment that you want to quit, and if you quit, that's actually where your biggest growth will start to happen. So I'm still here. I'm still showing up to create my content and do what I need to do for my business. And there were moments where I thought, okay, I'm going to quit. And what else what am I gonna do? So I thought, should I go back and like become a full-time yoga instructor? Should I go back and get like some kind of job? Like what if I wasn't doing now what I'd be doing, what would I be doing? And it's true. I do not want to go back and work a job and work for somebody else and have certain set times and hours and days and maybe wear a uniform and have a capped salary and feel just like limited by working for somebody else, because I did that until 40. And I'm grateful. My last job that I worked, my last yoga contract was actually, I was living and working in the Philippines, Siargao Island, and I was working at a resort teaching yoga. Super casual. I worked 6 days a week and I taught every morning at 8 a.m. on this beautiful ocean front resort, and I would teach yoga to the beach every day. Except at the time, of course, I was working for somebody else. I was not the owner of the resort, and I did give a percentage of how much I earned, obviously, to the owners. However, I had set days. I didn't have a uniform, thank God, but there was only so much that I could teach. So I always knew that I wanted to create an income and have my own business and like not necessarily like switch careers, but have my own business and a different way of earning an income, because I knew back then, and I'm grateful now, that I have big plans still. Like, I think I talked about this in the video before. Like, if my life was to end tomorrow, I'd be like, shit, I didn't reach my full potential. I still want to travel. I still want to be able to achieve certain things and go places and meet people and have experiences and adventures. So it's like, even as I speak this to you, like there's other ways to do things. And what we get stuck in and what limits us is the mindset of, I'm not worthy of that. I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I don't know how. I'm just going to settle and stay uncomfortable in my shitty life. Like I can't go back to that. And there's another quote that's just coming off the top of my head. You cannot go back from who you are now. That's powerful. I heard that quote actually in February, and that's when, to be honest, I really started delving deep into my personal development and inner healing, because I was, if I look back in February, I was fucking miserable. And it's the same thing now with my entrepreneurial journey. I'm not quitting now. Something has shifted within me that I'm like, okay, I recognize where I'm at and what my mindset limitations are, and maybe what also like strategy, like what other skills and how else can I be showing up for my business, creating content, learning skills, like all of that, of course. Right now I'm like really focused on like continuing to show up and create content, and now I'm really delving into learning more about Facebook ads, Instagram ads, right? Using Facebook Ads Manager, putting together campaigns, all of that, like I mentioned before. And just I'm not going to quit, because it's still at this stage, I can't think of anything else that I'd rather be doing. Yes, I'm building my YouTube channel now as I'm starting to upload more content. However, when it comes to this business, like, is it crazy to think that not every surfer that I meet, and the majority of surfers here in Bali, like, just want an easy life. Like, I just don't want to work and I don't care about money and I'll live super cheap and not do anything and I'll surf like twice a day. So yes, that's fine. There's a spectrum of surfers, and there's a spectrum of surfers around the world globally. However, is it crazy to think that I am actually capable and worthy to build a community, an international community of intentional surfers who want to create more for their life, who want to create more time, more freedom, more choice, more opportunity, more travel, more surf trips, more ticking off your big life and money goals, maybe more like ticking off your debt. Like, yes, I'm saying these because these are very relative to me. That's very personal to me. Because here's the thing, there's 8 billion people in the world right now. And I think I had a statistic the other day that, and I wrote this as a post, there are 4.88 billion social media users around the world today. That's equating to 60.6% of the total global population. So when I think about, okay, the surfer community is smaller, because when I think about my target audience, right, like I'm really targeting women, and maybe you're watching me right now, and you're a woman and you want more time to surf. Or my target audience is you're a woman, or you're somebody out there, or you're a woman specifically, and you want more time to do the things that you're super passionate about and that you'd rather be spending time on than the standard grind and hustle of your 9-to-5 job. Or you're a woman that's actually traveling the world already, having so much fun. You're surfing, you're going to adventures, having all this like fun things, trips and everything. However, your trip is going to end at a certain time and you're going to have to go back and work your shitty job just to save money for your next world big surf trip or big trip. At the same time, you've got to be able to not only afford your daily expenses, but maybe you also have debt. These are really the two types of women that I'm talking to, because this is where I was and this is where I still am. I'm still working to paying off the entirety of my debt. However, I know that somebody, and if you're watching this, like, this message is for you today, because I also watch certain people on YouTube and certain people in my community and certain people through social media and other people that I know through life, that there's more. And actually, if you can just recognize and be open to, like, if you really want something in your life to create something, you can have it, but it's going to take time. Like for me, if I quit after I had a massive, probably the 5th or 6th of August last month, we had a massive swell. There were 2 days I was out at Bommy with my Patagonia impact vest and my 710 big gun surfboard. And that first day I took off and I had a really heavy hold up. I wasn't panicking, but maybe where I was a year ago, my mindset and my skill wasn't the same as where I was just like a month ago. I mean, heavy hold down. It was pretty intense. I mean, I was fine, but that was pretty intense. Do you think that I gave up after that and thought, oh, this wave's not going to be for me. I'm not going to do this again? The next day I went back and I got the fucking biggest wave of my life so far. It was amazing. So I think that if something straight away doesn't work out for you, like, are you really going to give up? Because, like, if you give up, then like what else is there for you? And that's where I actually recognize and I'm confident that, okay, I just need to keep going, right? And I'm sharing this message with you today because maybe you are at a place in your life and you're also feeling very frustrated and stressed and anxious and maybe angry and not in a good vibration, frequency, or emotional state because you haven't yet achieved the results that you desire to achieve, or you haven't yet got the income that you wish to generate every month, or you haven't yet achieved some of the big life goals that you've set. Who also said that you have to achieve this in a certain amount of time, right? If you can learn to let go of your timeline and continue to show up, the success is inevitable. And I say that from my heart and from my soul. And I say that to remind myself, I say that to remind myself and to you, of course. I really hope that you have found some value in this. I'm going to go practice my live stream presentation and I will give you an update of what's going on next week as the week unfolds. Actually, I'm very excited, at least on the forecast that I see for about 4 days, we have some giant swells coming. Excited. Let's see. I am not giving up. I am so fucking resilient. It's amazing. Like some of the depths where I was a few days ago, it's shifted now. And we're just going to continue. And I hope that you have enjoyed this. Reach out if you want to connect with me. Send me a DM. Follow me on my socials. There's a link in the description of my link tree. You can follow me everywhere. And I will see you next video. Ah!